Dr. Rajvilas Anil Nakhede. I am surgical gastroenterologist, HPP and liver transplant surgeon at Alexis Multispeciality Hospital, Nagpur. Warm regards on the occasion of World Liver Day from Team Edusurg and Alexis Hospital, Nagpur. I am here today to discuss about a few facts about liver transplantation so that the misconceptions and false news about transplantations should be reduced and people should be aware about this novel surgery which can save millions of lives. So what is liver transplantation? Liver transplantation is literally what it means, that is, we are replacing a deceased liver from one person's body by a new functioning liver which will give him a new lease of life. So what are the indications of transplantation, that is, when it becomes necessary, or which patients are there who need liver transplantation? So when there is a chronic injury to liver which causes liver cirrhosis and in turn end stage liver disease are the persons who need liver transplantation. So all the patients who get cirrhosis because of excessive alcohol abuse, viral infections like hepatitis B, hepatitis C or another viruses, chronic liver injury because of metabolic syndrome we call as non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, which is secondary to excessive weight, then diabetes and metabolic syndrome. Then other causes of liver cirrhosis like metabolic syndromes like glycogen storage disorders, congenital biliary cirrhosis, congenital biliary atresia, primary biliary cirrhosis, sclerosing biliary cholangitis. So there are multiple causes which can cause chronic liver injuries. Apart from that, there are few diseases where the liver fails acutely. We call it as acute liver failure. The most common is because of drug induced, like because of medications or excessive dosage of medications, sometimes liver fails. So that can be one of the cause. Other causes are acute liver failure secondary to acute hepatitis induced by viral infections, which can be hepatitis B, C, D or E or sometimes A also. So apart from this, there are minor other indications are like in liver related malignancies, cancers. So hepatocellular carcinoma, hepatoblastomas, very rarely cholangiocarcinomas. So they can be indication for liver transplantation when the liver is not functioning properly. So what are the types of transplantation we know of? So there are two types of liver transplantation. One is deceased donor liver transplantation and another is live related living donor liver transplantation. In deceased donor liver transplant, the donor is already a deceased person. That means there are few patients who get permanent brain death or brain injury leading to brain death, where rest of the organs are still functioning, however the brain is dead. So this can be because of some cerebral or brain trauma, or it can come because of severe injury to brain because of stroke or bleeding in the brain. So there are so many causes. So these patients or whose families are willing to donate their organs, so this becomes a deceased donor liver transplantation. Here the brain dead donor donates his complete liver to the recipient, where the liver from the donor is completely removed and it is replaced by the deceased donor liver. So this is deceased donor liver transplantation. However, the other type is living related liver transplantation. All words are quite expressive. So it's living donor who is usually related to the recipient and he donates part of his liver. So usually 60% of the liver from the donor is removed and is given to the recipient. So this is called as living related, where a healthy related donor usually donates part of his liver to the recipient is called as living related liver transplantation. So how liver transplantation is done? As I said, during deceased donor, usually it's a emergency procedure. Whenever the liver donor is ready or is available, or some family is willing to donate organs of a deceased person, so it is informed to the central pool and then the liver is allotted to the person in the waiting list. So these donors, when the surgery is done, we remove the liver from these donors we bring the liver to the respective hospital where our recipient is being admitted. In the recipient surgery, naturally all evaluation is done before the surgery, and when he is fit for transplantation, he is taken for surgery. We remove the liver, the deceased liver from the body which is not functioning, and the newly brought or the donated liver is implanted in the liver. So during transplant surgery, the hepatic veins are joined, the portal vein is joined, the artery is joined, and the liver is vascularized from the arterial and venous point of view. Then the bile duct is joined, the surgery is finished. So this way a liver is transplanted in deceased donor liver transplantation. The living related is quite a different process. A healthy related donor is assessed very critically for the anatomy, his medical problems, and when he is deemed fit for transplantation, he undergoes a partial hepatectomy. That is, we remove part of his liver, usually depending upon the patient's weight, and normally it's approximately 60% of the total liver. And then similar type of surgery undergoes in a parallel operation theatre where the complete deceased liver from the recipient is removed, and this donated part of the liver is transplanted and it is implanted by doing various anastomosis, so that blood supply from the liver is started, and this way liver transplant is done in living related liver transplantation. So how a living related donor is selected? It's there's a process behind it. We have to inform the recipient about any availability of a person who has similar blood group in their family. By the laws of government, it has to be related. So there must be some relation between the donor and the recipient. A non-related person cannot donate liver as per the government laws. So when the patient has to be between age of 18 to 55 or 60, he has to be healthy. There should not be any liver related problems in these patients, no other medical problem which will cause immediate threat to his life. So if they are healthy, we begin a further workup to find out the quality of liver and feasibility of doing a liver surgery to remove a part of liver. So for these patients, we do all routine workup to make sure that he is healthy and it is safe for him to undergo surgery. Then a liver is evaluated thoroughly to find out the actual volume of the liver by doing a liver volumetry assay. After doing liver volumetry assay, we roughly calculate the amount of liver which can be removed safely and whether it will be enough for the recipient to sustain his life. So, and the remnant liver which is going to be staying with the donor, that also has to be adequate. So this can be assessed pre-operatively by doing liver volumetry, which is routinely done as a very important step in evaluation. So once liver is the person is fit for surgery of liver surgery, when the liver is good enough from anatomical point of view to get a proper split between the donor and recipient, and the anesthesia related fitness things are over, then these donors are selected for surgery. So people say, if I donate the liver, will it be safe for me, or what kind of problems or harms can I have after the surgery? So usually if you see, donor hepatectomy is just like a hepatectomy or liver surgery for other tumors when it is done in an anatomical way. So risk of life, which is most commonly thought or asked question by donors, what is the exact risk of life? So in all big centers and all worldwide data, the risk of life to a donor surgery is approximately 0.5%. So it is 1 in 100 or 200 patients can have a risk of life. But things are done or precautions are taken to minimize that to the fullest. So other complications like bleeding during surgery or infections following surgery or bile leak following surgery or an infection in the wound, so the rate approximately goes to not more than 3 to 5% in this surgery. So definitely liver transplantation, the liver donation is a safe procedure but definitely it's a relatively major surgery, so all fitness has to be checked before starting the procedure itself. Another question comes very commonly, that is liver transplantation safe? So I would like to answer this question in a different way, that for those who are needing liver transplantation, so we have to find out whether what is the risk benefit for any procedure. So for transplantation, if we are not giving consent, or if it's not, we are fearing the transplant, then we have to know that for not doing transplant, the risk of life is 100%, right? Because the liver has already failed and it's going to keep on failing and causing recurrent problems, and at the end it is risk to life. But as we say in liver transplantation, worldwide data says that the survival after transplantation is approximately 85% at the end of 30 days, and many patients get a good long-term survival. So the benefit versus the risk is definitely lower in going for transplant than just avoiding it. So liver transplant is definitely safe, but yes, we cannot say it is 100% safe because nobody can give you assurance of 100%. So the mortality related to liver transplantation is in the figure of 15% in good centers. So it is relatively safer surgery than just going ahead with end stage liver disease and not getting it treated. So what medications are required following transplantations? So as we see that this naive liver is taken from somebody else's body and is placed in the recipient's body. So body has a natural tendency to react against a foreign material. So for our body, that new organ is a foreign material. So the patient's immune system will definitely react to it. So this can definitely damage that organ and patient can have a liver disease. So to reduce that, we have to suppress the immunity by giving immunosuppressive medications, and that's why these immunosuppression medications has to be given on a routine basis in the lifelong duration for these patients. That's why after surgery a very frequent follow-up, a routine follow-up is required. The specific levels of drugs in the blood also need to be checked. So the immunosuppressive medications they form a mainstay of treatment following liver transplantation. So checking the liver function test and the levels of immunosuppressive medications becomes a very crucial investigation following transplantation, and that has to be done in consultation with the hepatologist or a transplant surgeon. So people often ask what are the precautions need to be taken by the donors as well as the recipients following surgery. So for donors, it's a routine hepatectomy. So normally once convalescent period of recovery is over, usually there are no stringent precautions need to be taken, but yes, we ask them to avoid infections which are coming from other people, so has to reduce contact. Donors should not lift heavy weights in the initial 2-3 months, so that there shouldn't be any hernia formation in the stitches. They have to keep the wounds clean so that the infections do not occur. So this is the routine precautions for donors. For recipients, they are immunocompromised. The immunity power in them is quite reduced, so are definitely prone for getting some infections from other people. So they have to wear mask. They should reduce unnecessary contacts. They have to be mobile, should not be lying in bed continuously. They have to make sure that the wound stays clean on the abdomen, and they have to do a proper follow-up with your physician or your surgeon so that the medications are properly given, the levels in the blood are properly maintained. So these are rough precautions need to be taken, and maybe the follow-ups and precautions they normally reduced with time, and within a few days or few months you can be absolutely normal. So liver transplantation always comes along with organ donation. So we already know that there is no factory, or these organs cannot be prepared in any of the factories. So it is very important that if there is a small chance where an organ can be donated, it is going to definitely save one more life. So we should pledge that if there is a possibility of organ donation, we should always go ahead and donate organs. So organ donation should be popularized in community, and people should be made aware about importance of organ donation, so that millions of lives can be saved. So the only take home message I would like to give you guys that liver transplantation is definitely a safe, and it definitely gives you a new lease of life for those patients who are suffering because of end stage liver disease. Thank you.